Hi everyone, and welcome to the Digital Wardrobe, the rise and fall of internet aesthetics. I'm your host, Rain Richmond, and every week on this podcast, we unpack one aesthetic, where it came from, why it blew up, and how it shaped the way we dress online today. But before we can jump into specific trends like coquette, cottagecore, clean girl, dark academia, or whatever TikTok is currently obsessed with, we need a foundation. So today's episode is our starter guide. Why do internet aesthetics exist in the first place? And how did they end up taking over fashion, identity, and online culture? Let's start at the beginning. Before we start diving into specific aesthetics, we need to define what an aesthetic even is, because the internet totally changed the meaning. Traditionally, an aesthetic was about the vibe or style of art, but online, it became a whole lifestyle blueprint. Your room, your outfits, your makeup, your playlist, your Pinterest boards that you'll swear you'll get around to. Suddenly, these weren't just things you liked. These were part of a created identity. The shift happened because the internet became visual first. Tumblr mood boards, Pinterest pins, Instagram grids, TikTok slideshows. We learned to express ourselves through images before words. So instead of describing your style in a paragraph, you could just say coquette or clean girl, and people instantly got the vibe. Aesthetics became the language of the internet, and understanding this is key, because every week when we dive into a new aesthetic, you'll see how it fits into a bigger picture of online style culture. So how do we get to a world where there's a new micro aesthetic every week? Let's break it down by era. 2012, the Tumblr era. Soft grunge, indie vibes, American apparel skirts, messy poetry, filters that made everything look like a dream-nightmare hybrid. This is when creating a vibe became a thing. 2016 to 2019, the Instagram era. Clean neutrals, flat lays, VSCO filters, influence culture, everything was created, aestheticized, and polished. 2020 to 2023, the TikTok era. TikTok said, new aesthetic every week. Cottagecore, dark academia, coquette, fairycore, Y2K, clean girl, mob wife, tomato girl, vanilla girl. Why so many? Because suddenly everyone had a camera, a platform, a building feed, and an algorithm that never stopped anything. Aesthetics became identities we could put on like outfits. Brands noticed. Fast fashion exploded. Microtrends lasted days instead of months. Fashion wasn't just something you wore anymore. Fashion became content. Aesthetics didn't stop. There are more than ever, but the people participating in them started to feel something. Exhaustion. Not in a dramatic, I quit forever way, but in a, wow, this is a lot to keep up with way. Creators said things like, I feel like I have to change my whole style every month, or I don't even know what my actual style is anymore. Even though people felt tired, the trend cycle didn't slow down, because the algorithm didn't. Influencers kept posting new aesthetics because it keeps engagement up, and honestly, trends are fun. The burnout didn't kill aesthetics, it just made people rethink their relationship with them. Now, we notice the pace, we notice the remixing, and we notice what works for us personally. And now, we're in a new era. People still love aesthetics, they just don't want to be boxed into one. Instead of saying, I'm a clean girl and that's it, it's more like, I'll take the parts I love and mix them with something else. Clean girl makeup with coquette accessories. Streetwear mixed with soft girl colors. Y2K paired with minimal basics. Grunge with girly jewelry. It's not that aesthetics are falling apart, it's just that we're remixing them. And that's what this podcast is about. Every week, we're going to break down a different aesthetic, not to tell you which one to follow, but to give you the tools to understand, remix, and own your own style. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the algorithm, the trend, or the label. It's about who you are, what you love, and how you choose to show it to the world. Thanks for listening to episode 1 of the Digital Wardrobe. Now that we've laid the foundation, each week we'll do a deep dive into a single aesthetic. Starting next week, the Tumblr era. The soft grunge, the indie sleeves, the messy poetry, the filters, and the fashion that shaped a generation. Follow the podcast so you don't miss it. Send me your favorite aesthetic disasters, your nostalgia picks, and your trend fails. I want to hear them. I'm Rain Richmond, and remember, your feed is your runway.